We are finally back in Michigan after our 3-week stretch of traveling overseas, and we're unfortunately met with some rather gray and rainy days. So we figured since the weather's not perfect, we're gonna go look at some more campers today. To be honest, Amelia and I still are going back and forth on what type of camper we want. We're between slides and no slides, and honestly we're between trailer and really short fifth wheel. So we figured we would take the day and try to go walk through some different models just to gather our thoughts again. We did this a couple months ago whenever we were thinking about selling our other trailer, and it was very helpful just getting into a trailer and walking around and feeling the floor plan out. So we're gonna do that again today. Kind of same scenario as last time. I don't know if any of these campers are exactly the ones that we would buy, but they have very similar layouts. So we'll get a good feel for it, and it's just gonna be nice to get back in the camping mode. We are pulling into Bish's RV here in Traverse City, Michigan, and we're going in trying to keep an open mind because we're hitting a pretty good variety of campers today. We're gonna look at some older ones that we could possibly renovate and just a couple different layouts that we didn't get to look at last time. So hopefully they still have all the campers that they say they do online, and we can get some questions answered that we might have ourselves.
The meaning of today is for us to kind of narrow our search down. We are all over the place right now, not sure if we want a fifth wheel because it ends up being the same length as some trailers we're looking at, or if we want to keep it small and go with a small trailer. We really don't know. So hopefully today we can figure some stuff out. The way we're going to start is Connor has a list, and the way that the property here is laid out, we're going to just go in a big U. So that's how we're going through the campers today. Camper one.
Camper one. Alliance is a great fifth wheel, and they're out of our price range, but they do make some layouts that are on the smaller side, so it'll at least let us see if like a under 30-foot fifth wheel still feels so big. Alliance, this is the 23 ML, and you can access everything with the slide in what people call road mode, and that's important to us because we do a lot of rest stops and quick overnights, and we don't want to have to put the slide out every time we come in the camper. So let's go try this one out, see what we think. One thing that we definitely like about the idea of a fifth wheel is it's like two separate living spaces with the bedroom up over the tongue and then either the kitchen, living room back here, however it's laid out. It for sure feels very private in a way, almost like an actual house. And we've just lived in such small campers for so long that that's definitely a unique feeling. So it could be cool to be like, oh, we have separate bedrooms in different spaces while we're in the camper. We're not just all in the same space all the time, especially for like week-long plus stays. So I don't know. I mean, this is a good layout. This is a very pretty camper. They do a good job with it. What do you think about the layout?
The layout's nice. I don't know if I love the kitchen all the way in the back. The ones that we're kind of more interested in have the kitchen here at the door with an L, and that seems more inviting sometimes. But I do love the feeling of a separate bedroom and separate living room. It feels like a one-bedroom apartment, whereas what we've lived in is more of a studio. And I think the separation would be maybe a little bit nice, but then you're not as small. So I don't know.
Thankfully, no matter what we get, we do have enough truck to pull any camper that's on our list. So we already did that part 6 months ago whenever we traded in for the GMC diesel, and no matter what we do now, we would just have to add a fifth wheel hitch or just a nicer travel trailer hitch. So we're not limited there, and that's definitely a good place to start. Really the big thing with this one is the overall length. It's right around 28 feet overall, and that's the main thing that we were going for stepping into this one. The campers that we're actually going to consider that are in our budget don't have this exact layout. So this is just more of a overall size feel. We're going to go into some travel trailers now that are the same length overall technically, but would be longer behind the truck, and see if it feels too small or just the right size inside. So let's go to a trailer now. Stepping into a Jayco. This is a 21-foot long trailer, no slide. It's very similar to the Outdoors RV that we toured in Montana, and this is like the smallest that we would go because it is no slide, and it's the most similar to what we've used in the past.
We went in this one, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, last time we did go into this one, and I remember telling Connor that I really liked it. I liked the couch seats and the dinette, and then the bed was, you can still see it, but it still feels a little separate. I remember liking this one. But again, if it's the same length as a fifth wheel, but you get more space for the same length, I don't know.
All right, after the Jayco is another Alliance, and this is a 234 rear kitchen. This trailer is 28 feet overall, so it's the same outside length as that Alliance fifth wheel, and we just wanted to see what it feels like inside. It's definitely a lot shorter. I'm 6'2", and there's plenty of headroom here, but the other one is like way tall, and obviously that shows because it's a fifth wheel. But this one is single slide as well, and 2 doors, so you can access everything while your slide is in. You're not super limited, but I think you'd have to go outside and in the back door to get to the kitchen versus going through the bathroom door. Don't know. Bathroom's huge. Look at that.
I like this. I think I'm leaning, if we go towards something this long, I'd lean towards a fifth wheel only because you do get more space. It's a little bit more homey feeling. I do love the stairs up into the bedroom, but it's not bad. I don't know. That's just what my gut's telling me. I think I'd lean towards a fifth wheel with this length, but I really did like the last camper. That was like, what, 25 feet overall? That one was pretty nice. Layout was really good. Smaller size. And then you still have your truck bed to put stuff in. So, I don't know.
This next camper I was pretty interested in. This is the Wayfinder X225, and this is a very comparable layout to the Grand Design 22 MLE, which a lot of people online say is the best couples camper layout for road mode accessibility, a little extra space because it does have a slide, and it's just a great space for 2 people. This camper is 22 feet inside, so 26 feet overall length, and 1 slide, like I said, rear kitchen, but you get a full queen bed, a dinette, and a seating area. And a lot of trailers this similar length with the slide only have one or the other, so the 2 separate seating areas is very nice. You don't get quite as many windows in the back, but you still have a couple here by the kitchen. And compared to the Jayco, this is pretty similar in overall length, but you do get the slide.
The one thing that I like about this trailer is the kitchen is huge. You guys know we love to cook a lot, and so the extra counter space over here, you know, I could see Connor, you know, chefing it up over here, and then I'm by the sink cutting, or you're over here cutting. There's so much counter space. So that part of this is really nice if that's something we're looking into for something similar. Obviously, we're not looking at this exact trailer, but one that Connor will find on Facebook Marketplace or something like that will be similar to this, and I'm not hating it.
One of the things that people do say with the kitchen and the stove separate like this is that you can actually have 2 people in the kitchen. You can have somebody cleaning and somebody cooking. So the extra kitchen space in a relatively short overall camper is definitely a nice touch on this one. Right away, one of the biggest differences between the trailers and the fifth wheels is the amount of clothing storage. Because you don't have like a separate actual bedroom, you don't get all of the cabinets and wardrobe space that you do in a bigger camper. But for the overall length of this trailer here, I understand why people love it so much as a couples camper. Again, the Grand Design Imagine 22 MLE. You can get them pre-COVID built and a little bit cheaper. Would be right at the top of our budget, but if the camper's perfect, that's the budget we have set. So we're fine spending that amount of money on it. It's just we don't want to spend that amount of money on something we aren't 100% sold on.
Yeah, I think that's why we're back at this whole dealership, is because when we were loving outdoors, or what is it?
Yeah, outdoors RV.
The outdoor RV, I was pretty back and forth, and then when Connor and I actually started talking about it, we weren't absolutely in love with it, and for the most part, they are running around $20K. So for a camper that we're iffy on, I don't feel comfortable spending that amount of money. I know people are willing to spend way more than that for campers. I mean, we're popping into some that are at least $50K, and for us, that's just not something we're looking into. We love a used camper, so that's what we're looking into, but $20K max for something we love, whereas this I do love. I love the layout, so I would feel more comfortable, and then the Jayco I did love. We'll see if I like it as much as I think I do after this one, but for now, they're neck and neck. Okay, we're walking out. So far, this is both of ours top contender, which is great. Out of all of the other ones we've showed you guys, let us know what you think, or if you think we should look into something else, because we're pretty unsure, as you can tell, and we could use all the help we could get. So thank you.
So this one's a used camper. It's a 2015 Jayco, and it's a 27-foot camper with the rear living and a slide out. Now, we're actually going to a private seller's house after this dealership to look at a 27-foot fifth wheel with rear living and a slide out as well. So this is almost an identical layout, but it's trailer versus fifth wheel, and this one's technically 3 feet longer overall length, but it's the same exact interior space. And it's old, well, it's dated inside, and something that we would be renovating and putting our own personal touch on. So cheaper and older is something that we would do that with. There is something to be said about an older camper charm. If you know us and you've watched a lot of our videos in the past, you know we're not afraid of renovating a camper. We had to rebuild the entire front cap of our old truck camper and then renovated the inside. And we're kind of wanting to do that again, especially if we can get a good deal on a camper. This one's still a little bit high to renovate the whole thing, but the fifth wheel we're going to look at later is a great price. So it would be worth renovating and completely redoing the inside, assuming it's all still works and functional. What do you think?
And in maybe good condition. We don't know. I'm excited to go look at the fifth wheel. I do like it. I love the charm of an older camper and knowing like Connor and I can just make it our own and not pay 20 grand plus putting our touch on it, and then maybe someone doesn't want it in the future. So buying older is always appealing to me. So I'm excited to go look at it. This one's cute. Wouldn't buy this one, but
Same
who
layout.
knows? Same layout. Yeah, I do like the layout. Lots of space.
Lots of space. And same as the fifth wheel we're going to look at, it's wood framed, which people will go back and forth on about. Obviously, aluminum is going to be a little bit more structural, but wood is a better insulator. And I don't know that it's technically four season, but I don't think we're going to be dragging a big camper through the snow anyway, so we'd probably be fine there. Keep your opinions down in the comments below because we're going to need some help on this one.
Well, welcome. We bought this. Just kidding.
No, we did not. We're back in the Jayco, the 212 or whatever, queen bed, the no slide 21-foot camper. We wanted to get back in here at the end because this is the most simple layout of all the campers, and it's the most comparable to the one that we toured in Big Sky, the Outdoors RV, and it's definitely a nice layout. Mm-hmm. It's a cool camper. It's very simple.
Yeah.
The storage is a lot better than I remembered it to be here. I don't know.
Yeah. We're going back and forth about kind of the build quality. If we're going to spend money, we do kind of want the camper to be reliable. We love to boondock and go places that really have no service, and if something falls apart, that puts us in a really bad situation, and we don't want to do that. So this one may be out just because of that. Really liked the other trailer, whatever that one was.
Yeah, the Explorer or Wayfinder 225.
Yeah.
Same one as the Grand Design 22 MLE.
Yeah.
This one definitely is very flimsy.
Yeah.
You open the cabinets and they kind of wobble, and the floor shakes everything, which there's no stabilizers out, so it's not a huge issue, but it just feels like stuff in here is going to break.
Right.
It's simple because you don't have slides to worry about. Mm-hmm. You can get them a few years old and on the cheaper side, so you could renovate something like this. Mm-hmm. I just don't know that I would trust it for like many years to come.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We really want this next camper at least to have it for 2 years.
Well, at least.
We're really hoping. I know we switch a lot, but of course plans and life changes, so we want to change our camper along with those plans. So hopefully this camper, 2 to 3 years. That's kind of why we're putting so much thought into this search. But
we'll see.
That's probably why this one's out.
Yeah.
You guys also have convinced us to maybe get a slide. All of your comments have been very helpful. Connor's research, along with your comments, have been helpful. So we're not as opposed to a slide as we used to be. So.
Yeah, it'd be weird, but we may be doing that. We're done here at Bish's RV.
But we are not done. We have one more to look at.
This one's kind of fun.
It. Who knows?
This one we found last night on Facebook Marketplace, and it was in Kalkaska, which is right next to Traverse City, and it's very cheap, looks like a great layout, and would be a super fun project. So,
fingers crossed. Everything's kind of lining up perfectly with this one. I just hope the condition is what we're thinking it's going to be.
Yeah. We're going to go check it out. We'll see you guys when we get there. We just pulled up to Mike's house, and this is a 2005 Puma camper, and the model is a 253, so 25 feet, it's like 27 feet overall. And this one would be a great remodel. So trying to keep our minds open on this one. It's a great price, so that would be nice to be under budget. That way we can actually spend some money on making the camper ours. Let's go see what it looks like.
Which was, I think it's been 4 years now.
Okay.
It was barn goes,
Oh yeah.
but these are all LEDs, and then throughout the, that's all that. This one here.
Oh yeah, pass through.
So I actually 1 gallon. Yep. And just pump it.
Nice.
Yep. It's so easy.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's that. Storage underneath the bed.
Good deal.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's a good little layout.
It's sweet. The cabinet. So got a 48-inch cabinet coming.
Well, unfortunately, the older Puma camper was not exactly the layout or the shape that we were wanting it to be, so we did not end up getting that one.
That was actually really sad. You guys could probably see our excitement going to that camper, hopefully, you know, purchasing it. We really wanted it and the price was perfect, but he had some damage on the outside. The whole like front flap came off when he was driving, and that just screamed potential water damage. So we didn't want that.
We've dealt with water damage in the past, and this could have been a fine camper, but we had a couple other ones that we wanted to look at anyway that we are going to be looking at in the next video. So hopefully whenever we get there, those campers are better. But I think at this point in time, we're leaning towards a short fifth wheel.
Yeah, I think you guys could probably tell my gut was telling me a short fifth wheel. We're just really nervous. Neither of us ever pulled that before. We have to buy the hitch, which is also expensive, and it's just a whole new setup for us. We were just talking about it, and if we do get a fifth wheel, this is going to be just another camper type that we can kind of put on our list that we've experienced, and hopefully can help you guys out in the future with every type that we've gone through and can kind of give you advice. I don't know.
Yeah, so if you have pulled a short fifth wheel, these are gonna be like 28 feet overall length, so like 23 feet behind the truck. Leave that down in the comments below and let us know your experience with it, because to us on paper it seems like the right thing to do. Obviously if you guys have any input there, we'd love to hear it, and hopefully whenever we go looking the next week we can find something we like.
It's gonna be a long road trip, but hopefully we find something and it's worth it.
See you guys in the next video.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.